It is my privilege to introduce to you tonight my brother, Bob Samuelian, as one of this year's Boy Scouts of America Men of Character honorees. As the youngest of three boys, Bob found himself needing to display character at a very young age. When Bob barely started walking, my brother Mike and I would try and compete for Bob's time and attention. When Bob would make up his mind which brother he would join and be his buddy, he would be very loyal, in fact, a very loyal toddler of character for sometimes up to an hour, until one of us would come up with a better offer. Bob grew to be a great student and athlete. He was hardworking, focused, and kind to everyone. He was also respected by his peers. He was elected as the student body president of Edison High School. At the age of 19, Bob spent 2 years in Mexico City serving as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He worked diligently to teach and serve the people of Mexico. Some still refer to him as a legend. Bob graduated at the top of his class in both business finance and law school. At the young age of 29, he served as a bishop in the Mormon Church to a congregation of approximately 500 people and blessed many lives. He continues to be a leader to young men and young women today. Very few know this about Bob, but he has often quietly helped many young men achieve their eagle rank and assisting them to get over the finish line. He and Sherry have blessed many individuals through their generous contributions to education and human rights. Without a doubt, Bob's greatest accomplishments have come within the walls of his own home. As a loving husband of 28 years and a devoted father to 4 wonderful children, nothing speaks more to the character of Bob Samuelian than his beautiful wife and family. I love my brother, and I'm so grateful for him and proud of him. It brings me great joy to be able to introduce Bob Samuelian as one of this year's Men of Character honorees.
A few weeks ago, my mom called me out of the blue in the middle of the day, and she said, kind of tentatively, Bob, Steve has to make a video about you. And he asked me if I could recall any acts of character that you displayed as you were growing up. And I was just silent. And she said, "Can you think of any?" And we both were quiet on the phone for a little while, and we both kind of laughed, and I said, "Mom, just tell Steve he's got to figure it out." And thank you, Steve, for that nice video. It was great. Our favorite movie is What About Bob? And I'd like to get a copy of that DVD and take it home, and I'm going to write What About Bob-2, and we're going to watch it weekly. I want to thank those who've come. Our crew's kind of on this side, so if I'm leaning towards this side, that's why. I want to thank those who've come tonight. It's very kind of you to be here tonight, and I especially want to thank my wife, Sherry, who I love with all my heart. And 3 of our children are here tonight, Garrett and Delaney and Cooper. I love you very much. And my mom. Love you, Mom. So I love scouting because scouting helps boys climb mountains. And one of our boys is not here tonight. His name is Tanner, and he's 21, and he's an Eagle Scout, as well as our son Garrett, and soon to be Cooper. You're all invited to help Cooper with his Eagle project in a few weeks, by the way. Scouting helps boys climb mountains. Our Tanner has some developmental delays, and he is not going to be able to do all of the things that you and I take for granted, such as go to college and have a career and some of those things that we value. But one thing Tanner has done is he's climbed mountains. He's climbed some serious mountains. Mount San Gorgonio, Mount San Jacinto, Mount Baden-Powell, Mount San Bernardino, and more recently, Mount Whitney. 14,505 feet. And they were hard experiences. They were very interesting experiences. But each one of them was a defining moment for him. Now, when Tanner comes to his mom and I and says, hey, this is going to be hard. I don't know if I can do that. Or I don't know if I want to do that. We often tell him, Tanner, you climbed Mount San Jacinto. You climbed Mount San Gorgonio. You climbed the highest summit in the contiguous United States, Mount Whitney. So you can do anything. And do you know how he responds? Do you know what he says? Nothing. Because he knows we're right. So I love scouting because it helps boys climb mountains. And I'm honored for the award that I've received tonight, and I'm honored to be with you other honorees. I'm definitely the least among you. I'm the token Mormon. So I'm happy to... And truly, any ounce of character, even though my mom and I couldn't think of a thing, there might be something here, I don't know. But any ounce of character I have, I truly do owe to my mom and my wife and my church. Any character that I might have is a reflection of them and the doctrines and principles that I've learned at church. So thank you all for being here. Good evening.